question is, will Conan O'Brien be as funny as David Letterman?
A lot of pressure on this guy.
A whole lot of pressure. He has the network riding on his shoulders.
Well, this is his first day on the job.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. O'Brien? Big night tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of pressure.
So they say.
Hey, good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, good luck. A lot of pressure.
I'll do my best.
Hey! You better be as good as Letterman.
I'll give it a shot.
Hey, Conan, Tom Brokaw, I just want to be the first to welcome you to NBC.
Thanks, Tom.
And best of luck to you. Oh, and Conan, one more thing. You better be as good as Letterman, or else.
I hear you. Feel all right?
God, I hope you're good. Ooh, a lot of pressure.
See you folks out there.
Mr. O'Brien?
Now, or do I have a minute?
Right now.
From NBC Studios in New York, it's Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Tonight, John Goodman, Drew Barrymore, and Tony Randall with the Max Weinberg 7. Why can't we feed the hungry? Wrong kind of man. Now, here's your host, Conan O'Brien!
Something's wrong. Something's really wrong. No, I'm fine, really. I'm fine. No! All right. Well, I've been in show business now 45 seconds, and this is the nicest reception I ever had. Thank you very much. Okay, it's our first show. I got to admit that this is a little unusual. I mean, let's face it, most guys that are in this spot, they came up here a different way, you know? I mean, a lot of guys, they spend years and years in the clubs, working very hard, struggling, and finally, they get here on TV. My plan is to start on TV, claw my way into the clubs. 10 years from now, I want to be in high school. But I do feel very good about this show. We've got a terrific show together, and I've been giving it a lot of thought, all right? Had a few months now. First of all, on a lot of shows, guest is out for how long? 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and then they're gone. You never get to really know them, you know? So I thought, on this show, same guests every night. All right? You are really going to get to know John Goodman. All right? The other thing is, all hosts... Now, I'm serious, please. I'm trying to run a show here. I'm new. Come on. A lot of hosts, they have their trademark gesture, of course. Carson had the famous golf swing, and Arsenio has this thing. I don't know what it's called, but I call it the Arsenio. Anyway, I thought, you know, I should have my own trademark gesture. And I worked out some, you know, options. If you want to see them, do you? Yeah! You do? All right. This one's good. You watching America? Because you're going to see a lot of this one. Yeah. What do you think, huh? All right. I had one other one, which is actually my favorite, if you want to see it. It goes like this. All right, you'll see it. That's how show business works. I can't bring something up and then not do it. All right, here's the other one. Hi, America. We got a great show. All right. I'm working it. But in all sincerity, I am very thrilled to be here. This has long been a dream of mine to do this, and to do it well. We'll see. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to think about doing it actually in high school. I used to say, I remember saying to my friends, you know, if there's any way that I could someday be a talk show host. I'm serious. You people. And, you know, kids are cruel. And I remember they started laughing at me a lot of the time. And they said to me, O'Brien, the day you get your own talk show is the day there's peace in the Middle East. great first show, and I'm a complete unknown to everybody, and these people were fantastic to come on. It's like, come on, I'm Conan O'Brien. You better do my show. John Goodman is here, actor John Goodman. We've got actress Drew Barrymore. We've got Tony Randall. Maximilian. Sadly. Would you play me over? I get so lonely.
I certainly will.
Thank
Boys,
Yahoo! Yes. All right. Let me first thank and introduce the Max Weinberg 7.
thank you, Senator.
Thank you very much. Here they are.
There we are, my boys.
And now I want you to please welcome a friend of mine, some might even say a sidekick, Andy Richter. Hello! Hello! How's it going, Andy?
Oh, great. We're on TV. I don't believe it. Oh, all right, whatever.
Andy, calm yourselves. We have to be
Okay.
professional now. We
All
can't
right.
act like guys that are too young to be on TV.
Right.
Uh,
Serious.
Andy, you are, of course, you won. We scouted hundreds of thousands of people, and you were actually the winner of the sidekick competition.
Yeah.
You actually weren't even entering. What happened to you?
Well, I got on the back of a box of donuts, this scratch off and win thing. And
Right.
here I am.
All right.
Thank God I love donuts.
Well, all right. Well, Andy, you know what it's time for?
Are you going to show us a scar?
No. It's time for actual small-town items. This is the part of the show where we share items that we found in small-town newspapers that are weird or even kind of unusual.
Well, that is a really innovative, kind of groundbreaking idea.
Yes. That's the kind of television I want to do.
I think we're going to make a lot of waves with this one.
All right, well, let's get going here. 'Cause this is...
Okay.
You guys ready? Ready! All right. This one is from Watertown, New York. Here's a road sign that might give a lot of people the wrong idea. We get a shot of this? Actually, an actual small-town news item.
A real road sign.
That's right.
Real.
Road sign. Here is an advertisement taken out of the Wilmington Crier of Wilmington, North Carolina. I want you to, this is actual, of course. We don't lie here. It's an ad for a hair replacement center. Now, please look down at the bottom. It says, free order of French fries with every new set of Michelin tires.
That's got to be real.
Now, you know, truth is so much stranger than fiction, Andy.
I'll say.
Woo. Here's an advertisement from Newton, Massachusetts. It's for a miniature golf course. I want you to take a look at this. We found it here, our staff. The ad reads, Bob's Mini Golf Course. we are a really bad miniature golf course. You shouldn't come here.
That is so obviously real, because you could not make that up.
Can't make that stuff up.
Oh, no.
There's no way. Just no way. Here's another ad. This is from the Miners Town, which is in Minerstown, Pennsylvania. And it's for the Morris Funeral Home. Let's take a look at this. It's unbelievable. It says, "We will make the death of your loved one the most frightening and disturbing experience you've ever endured." Wow. You know, you know something, people? There's nothing funnier than real items that weren't faked and doctored by a graphics department. Nothing.
It's got to be real.
Got to be real or it's not funny.
That's right.
All right, now this is an article from the Lexington Daily Mirror of Lexington, Kentucky. I read this. I just can't believe it. Okay, a woman is in critical condition today after being hit by a bus at a downtown intersection. The victim, Mrs. Louise, hit by a bus, was rushed to County Hospital where she was operated on by Dr. Help Louise. Mrs. Hit by a Bus's husband, John Hope She's Okay, spent the night sitting up with her. Wow. I'm telling you, Andy, it's amazing.
That was an amazing segment, and I hope we can do it again soon.
I'd love to. As soon as our research team can find another batch, they're not easy to find.
Well, they're doing God's work.
All right. We will be right back with John Goodman, our very first guest. So stick around. I do. That's why I'm here. Andy, as you're well aware, it's time to bring out our very first guest.
This is exciting.
Yeah. Yes, my first guest. It is exciting.
It is exciting. I meant that.
My first guest is one of America's most beloved actors. You know him from Roseanne, and you can see him in the upcoming Flintstones movie. Please welcome our first guest ever, John Goodman.
great. A couple of years when I bottom out, I can trade this in for a gallon of cheap scotch. I'll need this. Thank you.
All right. How's it go? Well, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for asking.
Well.
I wouldn't have been my first choice. What the hey?
Times are hard, John. So, how's it going?
It's going good. I just finished the this movie called The Flintstones.
Ah, The Flintstones, and thank you. I gotta ask you, John, what part did you have in The Flintstones?
It was
All
part
of America
of,
wants to know.
Fred Flintstone. And
Really?
it's about this... They must have read the script. It's about this Stone Age family. And they're a modern Stone Age family.
Don't ruin it.
Well, we can stop tape.
Okay. No, we can't.
No, anyway, and they're gonna have a whole line of chewable children's vitamins. And it's gonna be great. But we had a lot of fun doing it. Rick Moranis was Barney.
Oh, great.
Elizabeth
Great.
Perkins was Wilma. That would be Fred's wife.
Right.
And Rosie O'Donnell's Betty, and Elizabeth Taylor was my mother-in-law.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, we got into some real, it was kind of a cross between Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and the Honeymooners for a while.
I gotta ask you, is the Great Gazoo gonna be in the movie?
Oh, that Gazoo. No, not in this one.
You do know...
Maybe if the public likes it, we'll have to do another one.
You do know who the Great Gazoo is, of course.
But it's cheap gin, yeah. That's the little space guy.
Yeah, the space creature, yeah. That some say ruined the series.
Not in our movie, pal.
All right. Now, I want a little outer space pal on this show, but the network says no.
I'm all he gets.
Send him in the wardrobe.
We did.
That's supposed to mean I had to buy these myself.
So the Flintstones, but you're done with it now?
Yeah, finished that. I was doing Roseanne and the Flintstones at the same time, so I came down with pneumonia.
Excellent.
Yeah. Hi. I'm just getting over it, but it was a little rough.
Do you think this is going to have worldwide appeal? This movie, I mean, is the Flintstones
I think
known?
so. We had a bunch of foreign press come over, and it turns out that the Japanese don't know the Flintstones. They've never seen the Flintstones. They have the cartoon over there. So I had to speak to a gentleman from a Japanese talk show who asked me through a translator. And the translator said, why do you find it necessary for a primitive man to wear a necktie?
All right. Well, Lester, we got to go for a second. We'll have more with John Goodman when we come back. Barrymore is coming up in a bit, and I'm talking with John Goodman. How's it going?
What?
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a signal right here. We have to be right back after this special effects technician. So sorry. We're back. so much nonsense to get to on this show. It's difficult sometimes. John, I have to ask you something.
Yes, sir?
If I may.
You have to?
Yes, I do. I'm being paid. You were considered one of the sexiest men by a lot of magazines. Sexiest men on TV. It's true. Wasn't this in Us magazine?
That was Us magazine, or one of those reliable publications, and they didn't say what country's television, but yeah, it was a couple of years ago. It was kind of embarrassing.
Now, simultaneously, another magazine also said that you were the star that most resembled Mr. Potato Head. Can we take a look at that? I don't know who it was. Was that there we go. There you are, of course, and of course there's Mr. Potato Head coming up. There he is. What was that?
That was Play School. I guess the people that make Mr. Potato Head.
And they chose you?
And the children did. They asked a bunch of children, and they said, Mr. Potato Head has a chubby face just like Mr. Goodman. And Michael Jordan came in second.
Right.
But I can't, my daughter's 3 now, and I can't let her get a hold of that information because while I'm sleeping, she'll, you know, those things are real sharp.
Excellent. No, I just want to be the celebrity that most resembles Raggedy Andy. That's all I want. If I hang in TV for a while.
I think it's interesting that Sexy and Mr. Potato Head are somehow, you know, hand in hand, which explains a lot of confusion I experienced as a child.
Andy Richter, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll stop interrupting.
Yes. We're going to get a plastic shield built here. I'm going to get things done the way I want them. But you're working on a lot of movies. You're working on Roseanne simultaneously. Mm-hmm. What does John Goodman do to relax, to unwind?
A little naked twister, a couple belts of cheap gin, and like to leg wrestle.
Really?
Yeah. You know what leg wrestling is?
No.
We're two, well, you could beat either sex. You lay side by side, feet up this way, head down this way, and you bring your legs up and try to throw the other person over.
Are you serious? This is something you really like to do?
I used to do it as a kid, and it was about the only thing I was good at. And I've never been beaten. I mean, I quit for a while because I killed a guy doing it.
I mean, you've never been beaten? No one's ever beaten you?
No, I've never had.
I bet Andy could take you.
Well, John's just getting over pneumonia, and I'm just getting over like 3 ruptured bursa. So I better.
Come on. Why don't you think you could? You can take one. Come on. No, I mean. Isn't there somebody here who will leg wrestle John Goodman? Come on, somebody, anybody.
I'll do it.
What?
I'll do it.
Hey! Everybody. All right. We are, I think we going to settle this thing? The grudge match between the burly, lovable big guys at TV. What do you say?
Oh, I don't know about the lovable bit, but oddly enough, it's the only thing I'm good at, too. So.
Gentlemen, you know the rules.
Get to it. Okay.
All right, I feel like now I should say,
There's going to be a fight! There's going to be a fight! All right, now, woo-hoo! Hold it. Come on, everyone, settle down. This is a serious TV show. You know the rules, of course, gentlemen. Hold hands. I will count you off to 3 and then begin leg wrestling. All right? All right, 1, 2, 3, go! We'll be right back. In this half hour, we've got Drew Barrymore and Tony Randall, and we'll tell you who won the leg wrestling competition. But first, let's check out what's coming up on Later with Bob Costas. Bob?
Thanks, Conan. Coming up on Later, something worth giving up that extra half hour's sleep for as we take a loving look back at the classic film, The Wizard of Oz. I'll be talking with the 2 surviving cast members. All right, now, you're 84, and you are...
140.
And still going strong, obviously. You have fond memories of Judy Garland?
Sure. Sweet lady.
But did she have problems even then?
She drank. She drank, but no more than anyone else. We were all professionals.
What was it like working with Ray Bolger?
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry, I was just,
How would you like if someone did that to you?
Right. Well, I'll be fine. Let's change the topic. What about Bert Lahr? Was he really a cowardly guy? I didn't mean anything by it. Oh,
All right. We'll be right back with Drew Barrymore. Tyler Moore, Chris O'Donnell, and musical guest Radiohead. So tune in. My next guest comes from a legendary showbiz family. She co-starred with an extraterrestrial and recently portrayed Amy Fisher. Please welcome Drew Barrymore. How you doing?
Good.
Wow, you look great. I'm fine. I'm doing all right.
Good.
Getting
you look
by.
Great.
Well, thank you. This thing zips up the back. Easy to get in and out of. You look terrific.
Thank you.
Now, listen, I don't want to start off on the wrong note. I don't want to be one of those talk show hosts who's always gushing, but you, of the three Amy Fishers, I think yours was by far the best, right? No, it was very funny. It was cool. Now, I gotta ask you, did you, a lot of actors, when they're preparing for a role like that with a killer or a murderer, they actually go and meet the person in prison. Did you do that? Because I know...
Well, let me tell you a little something about Amy. I didn't get to meet her, actually, because she was, you know, going through all her court things and being arraigned at the time of the shooting, and it was very nerve-wracking to be portraying somebody who was living in the media as we were shooting, and, you know, trying to pull off the accent and do the whole thing and, like, you know, understand everything and sort of come to terms with why she did the things she did, to have the sincerity to play her. But it was, I had to do it. I had to live out that humor I felt for this girl.
Right.
You know?
So you didn't meet with her, you didn't talk to her, you just studied tapes, or?
I would listen to her voice over and over and over again.
Oh, all right. Well, it was a very funny portrayal too, which a lot of people wouldn't have gone that way.
Oh well, I tried to bring the humor into it, you know.
I'm trying too.
You understand?
Yeah, right. Not always easy.
It isn't. That it isn't.
But it was fun. It was a.
We had a really good time. We had a really good time doing it. I sort of started to go a little crazy after a while being this girl, but the humor was what kept me alive.
But I've noticed, I mean, you've certainly departed a lot from the image that you had as a child. I mean, right now you're doing the Guess Jeans ads.
Yes, I am.
We actually have that photo here. If we could put it up. Can we see that? There we go. Ow! 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 Help me out here, Randy. Ow! 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 Wow! Wow! Ow! Ow! Drew, I'm sorry, but it's on the cue cards. I have to do as I'm told. We don't lie on this show. Everything's written down for me.
I see.
The network is so scared.
No.
They're like, write everything down for that monkey. But, you wearing a tattoo? I was looking through some of those earlier as part of my job.
I have one right on my ankle, actually.
What do you have on your ankle?
A cross, a sort of fourth angled cross. There's a cross at each angle. And it has rose vines growing through it. And I put it on there about 5 years ago.
Wow. How many tattoos do you have?
I have 5.
What? No, I'm not going to get it, but what kind are they? You have a cross, and what else?
Yes, I have a cross on my ankle. I have a blue moon on my toe.
And what makes you think of that? What makes you think of, like, I've got to have a moon?
Well, what made you think of it?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, what made you think, okay, I've got to have that? It's a pretty permanent decision.
Actually, a friend of mine, we were walking past a tattoo shop one day and went, let's get matching tattoos. And that's how it happened.
Oh, cool.
And it's still there.
Right.
So...
You're not those fake kind. I get the fake kind a lot.
I have those too. Those are a lot of fun. And then I have cherubs growing. I hope they're not growing. Along the base of my back.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing now?
Right now, I flew in from Texas, and I'm living in a town called Brackettville. Believe me, none of you have heard of it, and if you have, I'm sorry. we don't even have a mailman. We have nothing. And but it's great because you're very at one with nature.
And this is, what are you filming in Texas? This is Bracketville, Texas. Sounds like a charming place.
I forgot to tell you why I was there. I'm there because I'm shooting a Western, a female Western with me and 3 other lovely ladies, Annie McDowell, Mary Stuart Masterson, Madeline Stowe, and I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, that sounds neat.
Yeah.
Is it a problem living in Bracketville, Texas? You're obviously used to all the amenities of...
Well, I'm used to a big city and everything, but like I said, I mean, it's beautiful. You know, they gave me this convertible to drive, and, you know, it's very funny looking.
They gave you a convertible?
Well, the rental company did, and...
Just want to get clear.
Well, it didn't have like a big
want a convertible.
It didn't have a big bow on it or anything.
Oh, okay.
This is what you get while you're here, and, you know, I sort of cruise on the open roads, and it's amazingly beautiful, and I'd like to live out in the country someday, so...
There's nothing you miss about...
7-Eleven. I miss the 7-Elevens.
All right. Don't we all? Don't we all? All right, well, we're going to have to go. Thanks very much for coming on my first show.
Thank you for having me. It was a real honor.
Thank you. And we will be right back with Tony Randall. Guest has been on more than 1,000 talk shows. And since I'm new at this, we figured someone should know what the hell he's doing up here. Please welcome Tony Randall. Sorry, how rude of me. You first, and then me, of course. I'm new.
That's one thing you've done right.
Ouch.
No, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to say before anything else that it's a real honor to be on your first show.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice of you to say. Thank you.
Not so great an honor as to be the first guest, but...
I'm sure John will let you wear the medal for 5 or 10 minutes.
Still, I thought I ought to dress for it. But you look very nice.
Thank you.
Yes, you do.
I thought that this was dressing up. In my generation, this is a nerd. I'm dressing up. For me, this is dressing... You're not amused by me at all, are you?
Yes, I am. I'm certainly amused by your clothes. No, this is what we call a bar mitzvah suit. And you know, you look very, very nice in it indeed.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm going to a friend's wedding after the show, and I thought...
No, you should go to a friend's bar mitzvah.
I feel like I'm being taken to the woodshed. The talk show woodshed. But how are you enjoying the show so far? Come on, I'm bobbing, I'm weaving, I'm in there, I'm trying, huh?
Well, I thought the leg wrestling was clever.
Yeah.
I just said to myself, as I'm sure everybody in America did, if I had a talk show, that's what I'd put on all right.
It amuses me.
That's all you have to do.
That's all I have to do.
No, that's the highest form of art. When you pander to your audience, that's no good.
Well,
You
a little
should-
pandering. is
No,
good.
no, not even a little. You must stick by your conscience, artistic conscience, such as it is, and do what amuses you.
So the leg wrestling's good.
I'd keep it in. I'd have it every night. Yeah. And then you could have every sort of variation on it.
Mm-hmm.
Nude leg wrestling.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Write it down. Yeah.
Oh, fool. Nude. There you
Yeah.
go. Can't get anything past me. How do you like the set?
I like it. I like
Could
it
be
enough.
tidier, right?
No, no. I think any set with a picture of Joe Franklin on it is real.
I believe in that. I believe in the things I believe in.
You see, there you're sticking by your guns.
I am.
You're doing what you believe in, and you're bound to succeed.
You think?
Yeah, I know it.
Then let's all give me a big hand. Well, our first show is over. Many viewers are probably turning in for the night. Now, while I don't want to discourage people from watching later with Bob Costas, I do realize that there are many people out there who are insomniacs and would love some help getting to sleep. One of the things I can offer as a new host is my beautiful singing voice. So for those who need it, I'd like to offer this simple lullaby. Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy, sweetly blossom of snow may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, That's enough.
Human growth.
Sorry. All right. That's all we got tonight. I want to thank my guests, Tony Randall, Drew Barrymore, John Goodman, and his nemesis, George Wendt. I also want to thank Andy Richter, the Max Weinberg 7. I had a terrific time tonight. I hope you'll come back. And thank you very much. See ya.